Okay. So everyone find yourself in a tall feeling, supported feeling seat, whatever that looks like, doesn't really matter. Maybe roll your shoulders down and away from your ears a couple times, especially if they're like getting stuck up there. Next time your shoulders are down, keep them down. Really gentle pinch of your shoulders behind you so you feel broad in the front of your chest and the shoulders feel heavy, like they're far away from your ears. Yeah? And then keep your elbows bent. Maybe you rest your hands on your chair or in your lap. And of course, there's always the option to put one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, or both hands on your breathing body somewhere. It helps if I'm feeling scatterbrained, it helps me just pay attention better to my breathing body to touch it. So
how much are you pressing back, or how much are you touching the back of your chair?
the question is, how much am I touching back in my chair? So when I sit, I'm a little fleshier in the buttocks, so my back doesn't actually touch the back of my chair. But if yours does, feel free to feel fully supported by the seat at first. But I don't necessarily suggest that you press into the chair. Try to find, like, if your pelvis is a bowl of water, try to find a spot where you feel like your pelvis is maybe tilted ever so slightly forward. It might feel like you're poking your tailbone out behind you a little bit, but that's actually emphasizing a natural curvature, a natural back bend in the low spine. Does that make sense? So find what's comfortable and anatomically neutral. You don't necessarily need to force any certain or press in any certain way, especially in the low back. Let your legs rest. Feet maybe flat on the floor if they reach, or at least in the position of feet flat on the floor. And then let your gaze go forward and slightly down. So you might imagine tucking your chin down and back into an invisible wall. That should help you feel longer in the upper part of the spine as well. And then lock your attention ahead of you at something that's not moving. And then intentionally soften the muscles around your eyelids and your eyebrows and your jaw. Your eyelids might get so heavy that they start to shut halfway or all the way. If it's comfortable or it feels safe, you always have the option to shut your eyes completely. And mentally separate yourself from what you were doing. Come fully now into what you are doing. And start to notice everything that you see in your field of vision, whether your eyes are open or shut. It's like you're an alien in a new place, right? You don't know the names of the objects, but you can see a red circle, a gray square, a green line, whatever the case may be. And notice where the doors and the windows are in relation to your body. Notice where the other people and objects are in relation to your body. Notice the noises that you can hear. Start with what's furthest away from you outside your room. And then notice the noises inside the room, but still far away from you. Notice the noises close to you, maybe just you and your neighbor, or you and the clock. And then notice just the noises from your own body, if any. Notice the air on your skin versus where clothing is covering your skin. Notice the weight of your body in your seat. And allow yourself to get 1% heavier in those places where you feel something underneath you. Gently pull in and up on your belly and your pelvic muscles. Squeeze your shoulders again behind you. Look for that tall feeling again if you started to slouch. And notice now just the parts of your body that are moving from your breathing in and out. Do your best not to change your breath yet. Just observe it coming in and out of your body. Where do you feel it the most today? What exactly does it feel like to breathe? How do you know you're breathing in and know you're breathing out? Just by describing to yourself sensations in your own body. And then, if you wish, you can start to engage with your breathing by drawing the inhales in a little lower and deeper than normal, and allowing the exhales to escape a little longer, slower than usual, maybe half a beat or a beat longer. Don't force it, just allow the breath to exaggerate that way. In lower and deeper, out longer and slower, preferably through the nose, but of course, if you're stuffy, breathe in and out of the mouth as you need to stay comfortable. One more like that. And then return to your natural breath and notice anything that's changed so far. And through the rest of class, do your best to let distractions be what they are, where they are. Your brain, it's like candy. Your brain will latch on to any distraction, a thought, a feeling, a sound. Oh, I remembered to do this later. All of that will be there waiting for you when you get out of class. So keep doing your best to return back to the feelings in your body, the sensations of your breath as often as you can. Even if that's 1,000 times in the next 20 minutes, that's really normal. So open your eyes if you haven't already. And I would suggest scooting forward towards the edge more of your seat so you can plant your feet firm on the ground and you have more room all around you to move. Okay, everything's optional. Feel free to ask questions. Like I said earlier, we're going to focus on yoga to kind of wake you up more today. But if it's too much, take a break or do something less or something I didn't even say. As usual, it's always completely up to you what you do. These are just suggestions. So inhale through the nose really big. Exhale, stay really big and tall, but let the breath release from your body. And stay here for a moment, just breathing in and out as tall as you can, but let the hands fall down away towards the floor and start tracing your breath. So on your inhale, reach your arms around and up towards the top. They might even touch, or you can keep the hands separate. And then exhale, let the hands come around and down. And start matching up your movement with your breath. So inhale, arms come around and up. Maybe they reach the top when your lungs are super, super full. And then exhale, don't reach the bottom until your lungs are super, super empty. Keep going like that. Some bodies like to keep looking forward. Some bodies like to look up when they reach up and then look down when they reach down. If your neck's okay with it, maybe try it. Keep pushing into the feet, keep pulling in and up on the belly and the pelvis. If your arms are going over your shoulder height, reach up and away from the hips and let the shoulders reach up towards the ears when you're reaching up towards the sky. And then as you come down, let the shoulders come down and away again. Really reaching at every moment that you're tracing the circle. Reach through the fingertips, maybe even reach past the fingertips if you can imagine that. One more like that, up and down. Good. And then inhale, reach around and up again. Exhale, lower your right arm. So just the left arm is reaching up. And stay here for another breath. Really reach the two sets of hands away from each other. Exhale to any degree, lean over towards the right. So either slide your hand down your leg or down towards the floor. Reach down through the right fingertips, but don't collapse the ribs onto the hips. Keep the hips firm in your chair. Keep lifting your rib cage up and off of your hips. Create as big of a shape as you can for the last inhale here. Exhale to stay. Belly in and up, push into your feet. Inhale, come all the way back up through the center. Exhale right into the other side. So let your left hands come down. Inhale, reach the two sets of hands away from each other as big as you can. Exhale, lean over towards the left. Hips are glued into your seat, push into your feet, belly in and up. Big C shape with the side of your rib cage. Try not to collapse just for the sake of leaning over. Good. Another big breath here. Breathe in as big as you can into the sides of your rib cage. Exhale to stay. Push into your feet. Firm up your belly. Inhale, come all the way back up to the center. Exhale, hands out to a T shape. Stay here and breathe in. Reach, reach, reach in every direction. Exhale, twist towards the left. Let the hands come down, or if you want to work hard, if you need to wake up today, reach the arms out from the center of the chest and stay. Whatever you chose, keep twisting. Inhale up through the head, get tall even though you're twisting. Exhale, squeeze through the belly organs. Maybe you look over your left fingertips for the last round of breath. Good. Push into your feet. Inhale all the way back to the center. Look straight ahead. Soften your eyebrows, soften your jaw. As you exhale, twist to the other side. Keep reaching the hands out or set them down. If you set them down, though, don't pull yourself further over. Just let them rest and hold you in shape. Inhale for length and exhale to twist. Last round here. And then when you're ready, inhale all the way back to the center, big T shape, reach as big as you can. And exhale, let your hands come down towards your knees. Good. If you want to roll your shoulders a couple times, I know that builds a lot of heat and tension sometimes. Good. Plant your hands on your knees. Rock your weight more into your heels, so your toes are just for decoration. Next time you breathe in, pull your belly forward, chest forward and up. Maybe the eyebrows lift, maybe the eyeballs look up. Exhale, round your shoulders really big. Pull in your belly button hard towards your spine and look down at your belly. Back and forth. Inhale, cow pose. Really big back bend. Squeeze your shoulders towards your hips. Exhale, round your spine like a black cat on Halloween, that huge, huge upside down U shape. Beautiful. Two more back and forth. Follow your breath. So don't get to the end of your cow pose until your lungs are so empty, or so full, they're gonna pop. And then don't get to the bottom of your cat pose till your lungs are so empty, you can't force any more air out, even if you try. Like, really try. Pull the belly button in towards the spine. Push it out. Last round here. Take your time. Follow your own pace. When you finish that round, come back to a neutral spine, shoulders stacked on top of your hips, arms resting by your sides or in your lap. Look forward, soften your brows again, unclench your jaw again, and just take inventory. Notice anything that's changed so far. Big breath in and out of the nose, or however is most comfortable. Good. Okay, today we're going to try some warrior poses. So this is called Virabhadrasana 2 or Warrior 2. So everyone turn so you're facing the right and just your right thigh and buttock are on the seat, but the left side is kind of hanging off. Now, depending on your chair, like in this one that I have, the arm is kind of in my way and I feel a little wobbly. So I hang on really firm to either the back of my seat or the arm next to me to help me keep upright so I don't feel like I'm tipping over. Okay? So look over your front right knee. As best you can, plant your right foot on the ground, but it's okay if it doesn't quite touch all the way. And imagine before you actually do it, reaching your left leg back behind you as far as you would. Okay, and then execute that. So keep yourself upright looking forward, and now reach your left foot back behind you, keeping just your big toe and little toes down on the ground, but lifting the heel up. Keep yourself lifted through the chest, shoulders down and back. Look forward over your front knee and straighten your back leg as long as you can make it. Really squeeze the muscles in the leg, lift your kneecap up towards the hip. See if you can really gently tilt your tail down so that you intensify the feeling in the front of your left hip. Good. If you want to really build strength today, you can let go of your chair or your hips. You can bring your hands to the center of your heart. Or you can reach your arms up over your head. If you reach up over your head, lift your shoulders up as well. Take a round of breath here. See if you can find steadiness and ease. Where are you working too hard? Where are you not working enough? And find a balance between the two. Good. Next time you exhale, put your left heel down and let your arms come down to a big T shape. Your hips are going to open and your chest will look out more at an angle. So you're not forcing yourself to look forward anymore. Your chest and arms are open to the side and you're kind of looking off into a corner instead. Arms out in a big T shape. Stack your right wrist on top of your right knee and look over your right middle finger. Yeah, that's warrior two. If your arms get tired, you can always put them down at your hips or at your heart. But keep imagining getting big and tall through the spine, opening the chest out in both directions for width. Identify your right hand. Next time you breathe in, reach your right arm up towards the sky. Left arm reaches down towards your leg or the floor. Stay for a breath. Reach your ribs up off of your hips. Don't collapse down. Next time you breathe in, come back to warrior two. Big T shape with your hands. Exhale, bring your hands back to your heart and face forward again. So carefully come back onto the big toes on the back foot with the heel lifted. Good. Carefully sit all the way back in your chair. Scoot yourself back so both buttocks and thighs are supporting you. Back in your neutral mountain pose. Take a breath and notice what's left over. It might be a really big difference between the two sides. It might be a temperature difference, or you might be having a reaction about what just happened and how well you performed. And just remember, it's just yoga. It's fine. It's all made up. Okay, let's do the other side too. So put your left thigh and buttock on the seat of your chair. Imagine reaching the right leg back. Make sure you feel supported, like you're not wobbly. So if you want, like I do, grab onto the chair with your left hand so you have a lot of support. And then when you're ready, really tall through the spine, reach your right toes back as far as you can behind you. Keep the heel lifted at first. So this is a high lunge. Chest is pointing forward, gaze is forward over your front knee, which is bent. If you're building strength here, imagine that you push into both toes and both feet enough that you could lift yourself up off the chair if it wasn't there. Good. Maintain that strength as best you can. Maybe you let go of your chair and bring your hands to your heart or your hips. Maybe the hands come up overhead, and if they do, you could lift the shoulders up too, but stay soft in your face and keep your breath moving in and out as smoothly and deeply as you can. Now we're going to come into warrior two. So when you're ready, back heel comes down, open your arms out to that big T shape. Left wrist stacks over the left knee, reaching out past both sets of fingertips, straight out from the center of your chest. Gaze over the middle finger on your left hand and then maybe past it. See if you can soften your shoulders and your neck and push more through both sets of feet. Identify your left hand. Next time you breathe in, lift your left hand up towards the sky. Maybe your gaze follows. Stay for a breath. Good. Next time you breathe in, back to your warrior two shape, big arms. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart and come back onto the back big toes, facing forward. And then carefully, with or without your hands, come back onto your seat on your chair, facing forward in your mountain pose. So shoulders are down, feet are heavy, shoulders stacked on top of your hips, head stacked on top of your spine, everything feeling supported. And notice what's left over. Good. Scoot forward one more time in your seat so you have tons of room to the sides of your body. Then open your knees out wider than your hips. It doesn't have to be like a split, just wider than normal. Okay? Push into both of your heels. Push into the mounds under your big toes and push into the mounds under the little toes, but see if you can lift the toes up off the ground and feel those three spots in the soles of your feet. Now imagine an arch in between those spots. You might imagine your foot is like a octopus, like a suction cup. Suction cup your foot down to the ground and see if you can keep them there, and then carefully put the toes down just for decoration, not to bear weight. Make sense? Okay. Now you can experiment with pushing so hard down into the feet that you physically lift up out of your chair if you want to. But if not, act like you are going to sit up, like push so hard that you could stand up if you wanted to. Even if you come up out of your chair, you're going to keep your knees super, super bent. And then if you feel like falling, great, you just put your butt back in your chair. So it's kind of there for safety too. If you want to work harder, you can mirror the top half of your body with the bottom half by bending your elbows and putting your fingers up towards the sky. That's optional. Even if your hands are lifted, let the shoulders come down and away from the ears, soften your face, look straight ahead. Identify your right foot. Next time you breathe in, only lift your right heel off the ground, push hard into the toes, and then exhale, lower it back down. Other side, inhale, left heel lifts up, exhale down, inhale both heels at one time. And if you're up, you're like just balancing on the toes now. So a lot of wobbling is really normal. Yeah. Good. If it's too easy, close your eyes. If that's too easy, bend your knees more. Last breath here. Carefully put your heels back down on the ground. Inhale, reach your arms way up, big X shape, take up a lot of space. And then exhale, look forward and put your arms down. If you get lightheaded after that, tuck your chin and squeeze it down towards your chest. And then with or without your hands, close your legs like a book, bring everything back together, and slide all the way back in your chair. Good. Give yourself a hug. So inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, fold over your legs. Belly and chest are resting on the legs. Arms can dangle, head can dangle, or put your elbows on your knees and cradle your head. Soften through the belly. Breathe big, even though you're compressing part of your breathing body. Imagine your lungs can fill up even bigger behind you. Remind yourself that lungs anatomically are bigger in the back half of you. So breathe full and deep. Even if you kind of lift up and then lower down as you're breathing, that's fine. Breathe fully, couple rounds, just noticing. Let everything get heavier, softer. Notice the distractions like sensations and thoughts and feelings and noises, and keep returning back to the sensations of your breath. One vertebrae at a time, roll yourself up to a tall spine. That means head and shoulders are absolutely last. Really take your time with it. And then once you get to the top, roll your shoulders really big, head stacks on top of your spine last. And if you don't feel fully supported in the back of your body, you might scoot back a little bit more. So you do. Feet are resting, arms are resting on the arms of your chair or on your body. Let your gaze go forward again and lock on something ahead of you that's not moving. And then soften the muscles around your eyebrows and your eyelids and your jaw. The eyes can shut halfway or all the way now again. And one more time, notice what's left over. Notice your shesha. Good. And we'll do a short guided body scan meditation to end class today. But as everything else, this is optional. If you have like a prayer or an affirmation or something else you'd rather focus on for the last 5 minutes, you always have that choice. But if you're following along with me, bring all of your awareness and attention just to the tips of your toes. You don't have to find anything. You don't have to move them. Just notice what's there or not there in the tips of your toes. Notice the bottoms of your feet. Notice the tops of your feet. Notice your ankles. Notice your lower legs. Notice your knees. Notice your upper legs. Notice your hips. Notice your buttocks. Notice your pelvis. Notice your belly. Notice your low back. Notice your upper back. Notice your chest. Notice your shoulders. Notice your upper arms. Notice your elbows. Notice your lower arms. Notice your wrists. Notice backs of your hands. Notice palms of your hands. Notice all of your fingertips. Notice the spaces between your fingertips. Notice the front of your throat. Notice the back of your neck. Notice the back of your head. Notice the top of your head. Notice your forehead. Notice your temples. Notice your ears. Notice your cheeks. Notice your jaw. Notice your chin. Notice your lips. Notice your teeth. Notice your tongue. Notice your nose. Notice your right eyelid. Notice your right eyelid. Notice your right eyebrow. Notice your left eyebrow. And notice the spaces between your eyebrows. Now that you've scanned your whole body one piece at a time, notice your whole body together as one big piece. Let distractions be what they are, where they are. Notice your whole body together. And now let go of that. Bring your awareness to the parts of your body that are touching whatever's underneath you. Without changing anything, notice your breath. And I'll invite you to bring your hands together, either in a prayer-like position with your thumbs touching your chest, or you can stack your hands and look down or bow down at your heart. This motion is in gratitude of yourself. So as best you can, give yourself a sincere thank you just for carving out the time and showing up. We all know that's most of the work, and everything else is just practice. And remember, you have a body, but you're not just your body. You have a mind, but you're not just your thoughts. And you have emotions, but you're not just your feelings. When you're ready, your hands can come down. Let your eyes flutter open and up. Class is over. Thank you all for coming. I'll press stop on the recording, but of course, if you have questions, you can ask me or email me later or whatever.
So when I'm in that pose in a chair,
Hmm.
what